For anyone trying to become financially independent, it is very important for them to understand the meaning of passive income. I want to make sure that the viewers of this channel also understand the difference between active income and passive income, because yesterday a friend of mine came to me and said, because you're doing YouTube, you're making a lot of passive income, you must be very happy. I told him, see, I'm very happy to be in the position that I am in right now. By the way, if you are new to this channel, please do subscribe to the channel. This is my English channel, which is not grown as much as I would have liked. But at the same time, I've got an Urdu channel as well, which have grown to 70,000 plus subscribers now. So I told him that I'm happy to have this kind of growth in my YouTube journey. At the same time, you cannot say that YouTube in any way can be considered as passive income. Although I'm doing a lot of things through YouTube, which I can consider later on becoming passive, but the journey of YouTube, creating videos, and making money through YouTube just through the AdSense is not at all passive, it's active. So it is important for us to understand what is the difference between the active income and passive income, and what are the pros and cons in both the cases. So I have some pointers I'll discuss in this video, but first of all, let's see what are the constituents of active income and what can be considered as active income. If you're getting some salaries, your wages, your freelancing gigs, your side hustles, or any kind of business activity that you're doing, this should be considered as your active income. These are just some examples of it. Of course, YouTube is also a kind of active income. But at the same time, if you talk about passive income is something related to, let's say, dividends from the stocks, profit from your fixed income, rental returns from your property. Now, for the property, sometimes I say that it's not entirely passive, but it's still, you can call it to some degree, it's still passive. Similarly, some online business that you're creating a digital product and then they keep on selling, and then you're getting passive income through it. But the process of creating that online business, or let's say online digital product, it is not completely passive. So now let's talk about the first point of this differences between active income and passive income. So for active income, you must have some kind of time, because you are selling your time just to gain some kind of return from that time. So if you are spending time in the office, or let's say you are having some freelance gig and you're working on that, you are basically selling your time to have some kind of income from it. But at the other hand, once you talk about passive income, you probably would be needing more time in the beginning, but once you have that kind of thing set up, it will help you make money with less amount of time, because now it's on auto. You will have more money with less amount of time, because you've already have something built up. So the graphs will look like this, and there might be some people who will need more time to earn less income, and there might be some people who might be having less time to gain more income, but they will be requiring time in all cases. Now, the second point will come as income continuity. Income continuity is very important and crucial, because if you talk about your regular job, if you don't show up in the office for the longer time, you might get laid off. And in that case, your income, however big it is, it will just immediately cease to exist. Your bank account will not be reflecting any kind of income if you don't go to the office. But at the same time, if it's for the passive income, if you don't work at all, the income will keep on coming to your bank account. Either it's your rental income, either it's income from your royalty, either it's from affiliate income, either it's, let's say, from your investments, or whatever the case is, your income will still go on even if you're not showing up. The third point is about the scalability. Scalability is very important once it comes to your income, because I have been doing a lot of businesses, side businesses throughout my career, which I'm doing as 9 to 5, but I haven't seen any career giving me such a scalability that I can see through social media. Now, for scalability, you have X amount of time throughout your day. Let's say you have got 24 hours. So if you want to improve your chances of income through your active income, you would be limited by the time you have. You will only be having 24 hours. But at the same time, for the passive income, time doesn't stop you to invest more or create more audience, or let's say sell more through your digital products, or there are many examples. So basically, there is no time limit once it comes to passive income. You are not limited by the time, but for the active income, you're always limited by the time, however big amount of money you can create. Now let's talk about risk and stability. So once you're talking about your day job, the stability is there. You go to your office, you work for, let's say, 9 to 5, and towards the end of the month you receive your paycheck. But at the same time, there is a risk involved there, because in any given day, it's not 100% that you will not be laid off. You can be laid off, things can happen. So there are stability factors for the active income, but at the same time the risks are there. But for passive income, it's very difficult to sustain it in the beginning. It's difficult to have the flywheel running, but once it's running, it's very easy to generate the passive income, and also it's easier to sustain, because once your passive income is coming, it's you become confident that you're getting the rental from your property, or let's say you're getting the dividends from your stocks investment, or whatever the case is. It's easier for you to sustain that passive income compared to the active income, because it's always dependent on your job. With this, we come to the fifth point, and the fifth point is very important, and I like that point because that is something which I dream of. That is the financial freedom that comes with the passive income, because active income, whatever you do, whatever you say, will be helpful to create the passive income that you need for the financial freedom. You cannot, because the problem is people misunderstand the financial freedom. Some people say that, okay, I'm not in debt, I'm just financially free. But that is not the case, because financially free doesn't mean that you are not just in the debt, because that is the debt-free life. The debt-free life is very good, but the debt-free life is not the financially let's say financially independent life, because financially independent means you don't have to work at all. I mean, if you want to work, that is fine, but if you don't want to work, you don't have to, let's say, work in a toxic environment, then it's perfectly fine as well, because you can sustain yourself through your passive incomes. So becoming financially independent is very important. And once you talk about let's say active income, that is not giving you at all the financial independence that you want. That can be your debt-free life, but the financial independence comes through passive income. And for financial freedom, I basically invest in the stocks. I invest in real estate crowdfunded platforms. The stocks platform that I use to invest in the US stocks is Baraka and Sarva. Both of the platforms are very good. I have the referral code as well, which is linked in the description below. You can use that referral link to make an account, and you will get some referral bonus as well. Similarly, I invest in UAE properties through crowdfunded platforms, and these platforms are really good. I always talk about them. There are videos that I have already created about these platforms. I use Smart Crowd and Get Stake. Both of those are linked below for a referral bonus. If you want to open the account and fund the account, then you will have some kind of referral bonus. The links are in the description for you to sign up. Another point is about efforts to earning ratio. Once you talk about active income, you definitely need efforts to make the earning. Sometimes people will make more effort, sometimes people will make less effort. There will be always an effort to make the earnings, but at the same time, for passive income, you don't need the effort, because you've already done the hard work, you've already done the labor to have either that kind of asset that you've created for your constant income from the, let's say, your rental, or let's say from your dividends. So once you've done the hard work, the earnings will keep on flowing. So that is very important to understand, that passive income is of less effort compared to the active income. I won't say effortless for passive income, because for that as well you need to research, you need to understand what kind of things you want to build to create for you the passive income. You want to understand what kind of investments that you need to do, where do you want to invest for your passive income, but it is of much less effort once you compare to active income. The seventh point is also important, because this is for the tax implications. Although we in the UAE or the wider GCC countries, we don't understand taxes, especially the personal income tax, but eventually if you're talking about West, or let's say even South Asia, the taxes are there. And once you talk about active income, it's always on the higher side. If you talk about income taxes on the salaries, it can go up to 60%. But once you talk about passive income, let's say dividends, taxes on your dividends, it can be as low as, let's say, 15%. So, or even 10% in some cases. So the passive income is always incentivized from the government as well. I don't know the reason, but the governments also incentivize the passive income. So keep on having the passive income, because the taxes will be lower. Most of the cases, in most of the cases, the taxes will be lower on the dividends. And I'm not talking about UAE specifically, because here on the dividends you don't pay any tax, you don't pay any capital appreciation as well. But in other countries, it's important to understand that passive income will give you tax incentive as well. Now there is another point which I enjoy a lot, because it is regarding lifestyle inflation. Now for active income, let's say if you're talking about someone who is working in an office, and they have some certain kind of income from that particular job, they are always competing with their peers, they are competing with their colleagues. Let's say somebody is driving a good car, the other person also wants to drive that particular car. But this race is futile, and you don't have to get into this kind of race, because if you go into this kind of race, it is dangerous for you. But in case, let's say, hypothetically speaking, somebody goes into this race, it's very easy for them to win this race. The reason is that, let's say if somebody is having active income through their normal job, and the other person, let's say person B, is having active income plus the passive income. So both persons, person A and person B, are having similar kind of salaries, but the person B is having active income as well. So at the time of lifestyle inflation, the person A can only, let's say, spend that much amount of money which their company is paying them as a salary. But person B can have that cushion, and they can keep their lifestyle, let's say, under the limit. So the passive income will help you to sustain your lifestyle to a certain limit with your peers as well. Although, as I said before, I don't recommend to have this kind of race. Once we talk about lifestyle inflation should not be encouraged at all. I talk about personal finance on this channel. I talked about recently in a video for a difference between stocks versus real estate. Here is the link to the video. And I talked about easy 10 side income. There was a podcast that I've done with my friend Behrouz. Here is the link to the video. How did you like the video? Please let me know. Thanks a lot.